And welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Dirty and Driven Podcast. My name is James Deviney. I am your host, and this is the show where we bring people to the blue-collar world, teach them how to kick ass. Our mission here is like this coffee mug says that looks like it was made by a 3-year-old, but no, it was made by me. Gain, train, and retain. Things are looking a little different. Things are always changing around here. But one thing that stays the same all the time is the rock solid, steady, Grim Reaper holding a beer bottle with black blood on a butcher knife wearing hoodie, and names of all his grandkids wearing Jason masks on the sleeves of said hoodie. Wait, do that again. I didn't have the camera on you. There you go.
There's Aiden and Jolene and Nikki and Maddie.
Dude, that's sweet.
And then Papa.
We've got Casey D.
You got to keep them guessing. They say never take the same route. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what we do with our podcasting studio lately.
Yeah, that's kind of been our mantra lately, you know? Never let them know your next move. We've recorded 3 times, and it's been in the last month, I guess, month and a half. And each time has been a different place. We had my backyard.
Yeah.
With a little chestnuts roasting over an open fire kind of thing. We had then your house, your den, eloquently decorated for Christmas. And now we're at my house again, but in my living room this time with where I am taking down Christmas decorations but haven't quite finished yet.
Yeah, I was going to say that we don't have like the background or whatever to where people can geolocate us. You know what I mean? Where they can take an image and find out, where it's been recorded.
Yeah.
But since you admitted every spot that we've recorded, they pretty much know
well,
where
actually,
we're at.
what we did is we built sets that were exact
Yes.
replicas of all
There you
those
go.
places.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually in Hollywood.
How are you?
Dude.
You know this microphone setup here?
Yeah.
With the way this mic is, hello, my friend, we meet again.
That's how I was feeling. I was kind of feeling like, my fans said,
Had the arms back.
with arms wide open. Yeah, I was kind of definitely feeling that same vibe whenever we started. I didn't feel like setting up our big old boom stands. Did somebody say boom?
So is this going to be released on Tuesday? Happy Tuesday?
Yeah, this will be released back to normal schedule.
Okay. The reason why I ask is the winter has finally arrived.
Yeah, winter's upon us, dude. This is the first real cold day we've had. I mean, we've had some low 30s and even some freezing days, but 28 at night kind of stuff. But what's it out there right now?
Well, it's dropping, and I looked at the projected forecast, but it's like 31 or 30 now, but it's going to continue to drop, and this is AM, so.
Yeah, dude, it's nasty. I got up this morning before you got here, and I got to remember to switch the camera. So we are on YouTube again, so if you're typically a YouTube listener, it's there. It's out. Anyways, yeah, I got up early before you got here because I was like, man, I got to go hit my outdoor workout. I'm back on that 75 hard grind. And I was like, I heard the ice or snow or sleet or wintry mix hitting the roof. And I was like, I'm going to wait till after Casey leaves. But that might actually be a mistake because it's probably actually going to be colder then.
Yeah, this is prime Goggins weather right here.
Yeah, dude. I'm going to be out there and people are going to be like, why are you out here? And I'm going to be like, because you're not.
Because you're not.
Get hard or stay hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been wanting to make a video like that.
I usually stay hard for about 3 minutes, and then that's about it.
Yeah. 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 I'm not, yeah. 45 is a long time to stay hard.
Yeah, they got them little blue pills that supposedly will help out with that.
Anyways, today's show sponsor is Blue Chew. I'm just kidding.
Hymns.
Yeah. Yeah. No, dude, it's pretty nasty out there. I'm sure that everybody who's listening up in like the northern, I always say up north, but the Midwest, you know, your Michigans and Minnesotas and all that, they're probably like, that's baby winter that you guys got. And they'd be right, really.
You know, when you said Minnesota, it reminded me of hearing people from Minnesota because they say Minnesota, and then that makes sense because it's close to Canada.
Yeah.
And with the Canadian accent.
Well, whenever I went up to northern Michigan, everybody had a Canadian accent up there. I got pretty good, and I think I did down air before, but there's the whole, oh yeah, bud, you know.
So did you code switch like Kamala would do whenever she'd go to her rallies?
Yeah, I ditched my typical kind of like hint of Southern accent that I kind of have, and more of that, oh yeah, bud, to everybody. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. No, dude, it's fun though. It's turn of the new year right now. We just had this last Wednesday. You know, I don't even feel bad because no other podcast I listened to released an episode last week, so I think we're still on par. I'm not saying we're exceeding expectations. We're just on par.
We're on track this year, though. If you think about it, aren't we?
Yeah, if you think about it this year, 2025, so far, we are on track. So forget what went on the last few months of 2024 where we didn't record much, and just know that we are on track for this year.
What's up with all the hards? 75 hard, stay hard, hymns, Cialis.
I think I also said that you were rock solid consistency wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Hard day, I guess.
Yeah. I've got Daisy here. I don't know.
Yeah, Daisy's in the camera. Daisy's my fun red golden. Dang it, dude. I just got that camera how I wanted it. It's all right. Daisy's my fun red golden retriever that's not leaving us alone while we're talking. She was doing great pre-show, and now that we started recording, she is just all over Casey.
Yeah, Daisy reminds me of out at work for the old energy company. We have lottos or lock tag tries, lockout tag outs, and one of the whenever you lock out pieces of equipment, if you have multiple pieces of equipment, let's say you have a manifold that has like 10 valves on it and you have to lock out each valve, you lock out the power and all that. And kicker is, if you're locking out 10 valves that are real close to each other, the easiest way, instead of doing 10 individual locks and tags and all in chains, the easiest way, instead of doing 10 each, sorry, this Daisy is getting
she's just all up in our business.
The easiest way to do it is take one chain, run it through all 10 of the valves, like valve handles where they can't be open, and then put one lock and one tag on it instead of doing 10 chains, 10 locks. And see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you do that, it's called a daisy chain.
Oh.
If you do that.
I was wondering where you're going with that.
Yeah, I'm tying it into here. I'm doing the old weave like Trump does.
I thought you were saying we should hog tie the dog.
No. So, but then our head safety guy comes out and they pretty much say no daisy chains allowed. So you have to literally do each individual instead of doing common sense stuff, right? But thinking about that, I was like, man, that's like a great country name. If you get the daisy chains, you know, kind of like the Dixie Chicks, but the daisy chain get you 3 or 4 gals, Southern gals.
Yeah. Yeah, Daisy she does make me nervous in here. I was hoping she'd be better, but she's about to get put outside because early on, I think it was like episode 6 or 7, I had Bill Powell here, and that's back whenever I had just, you know, we did the full studio in my, most people would call it a dining room. For me, it's more of a music studio, just a bunch of guitars on a wall and doesn't really serve any purpose other than that. Should be a dining room. My wife wants it to be a dining room, but I keep telling her like, oh, baby, we just need to save money and not buy a dining room table. So anyways, I had it in there. Well, my old soundboard, everything saved to it. And if you didn't save it properly at the end of the episode, it just wouldn't. You know, this one, now we got a couple backups and all that good stuff going while we're recording the, you know, techie, nerdy stuff. Well, Daisy walked through And she was like maybe a year old at that point. She may not even been a year old. And she'd been good. And then she tripped over the power cord. And we were halfway through. And that particular guest, we had recorded an episode already. And he called me and he said, man, I was not comfortable. I didn't want to do that episode. Let's redo it now that I kind of know what it is. Let me come and do it and relax a little bit. I said, okay. So he comes back and we're like halfway through the second recording and then Daisy trips over the power cord. Now we're doing it for the third time. So yeah.
I've noticed the issue with her always getting in our face, maybe potentially unplugging stuff, is each time we say her name.
Yeah.
So don't say it.
But her name is everything. If you want, if she wants attention,
don't say anything don't say anything with D.
Well, anymore. We also have a cat named Peaches and a cat named Pepper, and if you call either cat, then you get the dog. That's how it be around here. Anyways, yeah, man. So we're kind of we're at the new year, dude, and I think a lot of people do look at us for whatever reason as some motivation and encouragement. So I wanted to just kind of talk about that kind of coming up, you know. I mean, what are some highlights you had from 2024, man?
Surviving.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know you're big on reflection and goals and all that.
Well, and I know you're not, and that's how most people are. So it's just kind of fun to talk about this stuff, you know, from two different perspectives.
As I mentioned before, some people need to write down stuff to see a path forward, and I just get shit done, you know.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to be a smartass.
Well, no,
it'd probably help.
You and I are different. That's why I'm talking about it.
It would probably help if I was more disciplined and had a journal and kept track of everything and tracked all that. But I might have gotten further in life if I would have been. You know, I still have many years to live if I would have been more disciplined. But my path is putting out the fire that's going on right now, and you know.
Well, that's why I ask, man. I mean, you know, you and I are different. I mean, look, most people are not, you know, planning shit out. I mean, even people that are running stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know guys, contractors. I know guys literally right now that are running major, big 7, 8, 9-figure businesses, and they don't even have a schedule on, you know, planned out for the jobs they got to go to. You know, they just do it. So, I mean, I definitely don't think I'm knocking it. I'm just asking. You know,
no, but I understand. Like, you can tie not only stuff with life, but even like business wise. There's no way you're going to get a promotion at work per se if you don't track everything that you've done. You know, not only done what your job requirement is, but you've gone above and beyond. With that being said, then you have to track stuff. That way, when it does come time for a promotion, you can at least look back on the accomplishments that you did.
Yeah.
But so then to answer your question about this previous year, I haven't really thought about it, dude. Seriously, survived. I always go back to the first thing to do is look at your health. I mean, I feel good. My blood work, everything seems to be good. I mean, health-wise, yeah, I could work out, do all that stuff, get in better shape. But besides that, my family's doing good. No one's sick. No one's injured. I have a great relationship with my family too. That's something to look at too.
And those are big. That's a big one, dude. I mean, seriously, I mean, that's huge.
And you know, our expenses, everything, all the things that we fortunately have, because I really think, you know, we're blessed. It all really depends on me and my health. Now, granted, as I said, I could be better at dieting and working out and stuff, but I've been fortunate this last year to not get injured, not have to have any surgeries or anything, because paying the bills and everything depends on me being healthy and not being injured. So
yeah,
it's for just a quick whatever of last year. I'm fortunate that I haven't been hurt or anything like that. So
yeah, and that's huge, man.
To be able to provide, you know.
Well, that is huge, and those are big goals. I mean, those are big things. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, you know, what are your highlights? Everybody's highlights are different. Some people are like, well, I crushed this much in business. And, dude, some people are like, man, I got a new truck. Some people are like, dude, I spent a lot more time with my family or just kept growing a relationship with them. You know, it doesn't have to be overthought here. You know, I'm not a big New Year's guy, New Year's resolution guy, but there are a couple things I like about it because it does make people think or reflect or get their ass in gear for at least a week or two, right? So that's why I like it, because at the end of the year, like there's certain just data analytics that are on a date to date scale of January 1st to December 31st. Like I can look at, like for my business, I can look at my financials from January 1st to December 31st and see, you know, how much money was made and spent and lost and gained and all that from financials, right? I can look at my wife and I's personal financials and look at that stuff. I can look at my Spotify Wrapped and see where I spent most of my time listening to my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like there are certain things that you can see just data wise where you're like, okay, that's cool. And maybe it's relevant, maybe it's not to the grand scheme of your life. But that is what I like about the New Year's, is that you do get to learn a lot of data from it that you can analyze and learn about yourself. And also, dude, it just gets you looking forward, because for whatever reason, to me, it's a date on a calendar. December 31st to January 1st, whatever, dude. It's a date on the calendar. But to some people, it's a fresh start, you know? It's something new. It's a new, you know, now you're tracking new data, you're tracking new stuff, and they do think of it seriously, and they start getting out there, and they might say, well, I want to go to the gym. Well, you might be a regular New Year's resolutioner who goes to the gym for a week or two, or, you know, those people might actually go do that and then be like, man, I feel a lot better. And then now they're doing it consistently year round, and they're actually making serious change in their life. You know, there's just a lot going on there where it encourages people or gives them hope or whatever. So, you know, like you said, man, that's the most important stuff. You know, you're healthy, you haven't gotten injured, and you spent plenty of time with your family. I mean,
Yeah.
what else do you need, you know?
Yeah. And as we mentioned before, it was probably about a year and a half ago. I can't remember, but I had lost that big contract but a lot of time I was on the road with my big spraying contract.
Yeah.
And financially wise, it helped out my family big time. But on the flip side, I was on the road a bunch away from the house, and, you know, glass half full or whatever. I picked up a lot of maintenance jobs in lieu of the spraying contract that I had. But it's also kept me here locally to be able to spend more time with my family and stuff. And, you know, I don't know, about the older and wiser I get, or anyone gets, you start realizing that, you know, I've talked about presence and being present, man. You know, my grandkids are growing fast. My kids are growing. And the more time you can spend around family and stuff, you know, is it worth it to be on the road to make that jack? You know, you got to take the old, the point of diminishing returns, right? To where, yeah, I'm making a lot of money, but I'm not around my family. Do I go make that money and not be around the family, or do I make less money and able to spend time with my family? So that's kind of where I'm at now, to where that's another reflection too, is, you know, I was kind of down and out about losing my big contract because that financially helped us out. But then again, hindsight is I'm able to spend time with my family more. So
what were, yeah. And what do your grandkids and wife think about that?
What, spend more time with them?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. I mean, yeah, dude. So last night, the little man asked me if I wanted to play Madden. I got him Madden 2025.
Nice.
Football, you know, NFL. How you want to play, Pop? And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I will in 5 minutes. So we went in there, and of course, I chose the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, initially I chose the Dallas Cowboys. He loves the Raiders. But then I ended up being the Kansas City Chiefs. and the kicker is, dude, I like the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, I really do. I'm not a fan of Kelsey just because of his goofy politics with Mr. Pfizer with Taylor Swift, right?
Swizzle.
But last night when I played my little man, because he can't stand Travis Kelsey. It's funny, these 10-year-olds, they can't stand Travis Kelsey either. So I was the Kansas City Chiefs the whole time. And every play, it was a tight end pass to Kelsey. Every play, and I was like, "Yeah, Kelsey's my favorite. Way to go, And I was really rubbing in the because he knows how much. And so I beat him the first game, having never played before.
he just beat him, powerhoused him with
Yeah. So then
with the
he
Kansas
wanted a
City Chiefs.
rematch, and I had to make it close. And then the last time I let him beat me, like the last game, but it was Kelsey down the middle every time, or a crossing pattern or whatever. So,
Dude, that's the hardest part for me is like whenever I'm doing stuff, especially like with my brother, is like, you know, you want to lead him along like they're like you don't want to just blow him out.
yeah.
But dude, there's also just a part inside of me that's like, I don't care if I'm playing a 5-year-old. I want to fucking beat the crap out of this kid, man. I just want.
Yeah. So right there. So
Yeah.
I keep going back to it, but like I said, the older I get, I realize, man, it'd been easy for me to say, nah, dude, maybe later, or I might play, or I might hang out with you. Or,
Yeah.
But those quality times like that, you know, I heard something, I don't know, 6 months ago or so. The date, the time is irrelevant, but what is relevant is they were talking about summers, and instead of looking at, you know, how many years you got left, you only have like my grandson, he's 10 years old, or maybe he's 10 years old, and no, he's 11. My bad. He just turned 11. But let's say at 18 he joins the military and is gone for 4 years, and then does his own thing after that. There's only 7 years, really only 7 summers.
Mm-hmm.
7 summers left. So if I don't do something next summer with him, and then I'm missing out on these opportune times when you just look at it as in so many summers left, or so many winters left of being with somebody.
Yeah, so many summers. There's so many Christmases left.
Yes.
There's so many. Yeah, and I saw a good meme too that's kind of hit home, not with me per se, but kind of just with the situation I'm in. That's helped me kind of get a grasp on stuff. But you know, it's like a kid. You know, he's going to his dad and he's like, "Oh, Dad, can we play?" And oh no, not now, son. You know, "Oh, can we play?" And it like shows that 5 or 6 times as he's getting older, and then it shows, you know, the kid like, you know, smoking a cigarette with a 5 o'clock shadow and a hood on, and you know you can tell he's struggling, and the dad's like, "Oh, son, do you want to talk about it?" And he was like, "Not now, Dad." And it's like, oh man,
Yeah, that's the Cats in the Cradle song by Cat Stevens.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's one of
pretty
those,
much, yeah.
his dad was too busy to play with him. Then when he gets old enough, then his son wants to play with him, and he doesn't. My boy was just like me. He'd grown up just like me.
Yeah. And that's a hard part too, because like, you know, especially like when you're young, you know, where is the balance of like, I want to achieve this personal success or financial success so I can provide better things for my kids or my family, but also like, dude, that's one thing that I look at is like, okay, like, all right, you're going working all the time, so that way you can take your kids on a 1 week vacation every summer, you know, whatever, like somewhere nice or something, or whatever. Like, you know, it's always like, I'm doing this for my kids, and maybe you are, or some of it's part of the reason is, I mean, like I want to make a lot of money so my kids can have good opportunities and a better life and all that. But, you know, it's like, where is that line? Like I've learned through some of the stuff I've gone through, like I've neglected a lot of people, and you know, one of them being my little brother, who's, you know, we're really close. And it's like, that's something that like, that was a big win for me through a bunch of other shit, you know, was that same thing of like, you know, now I'm in a position to like spend more time with him and see him grow up and encourage him and, you know, build him up and grow him and stuff like that. And like help him prepare. Cause I mean, he's 16, going to be 17 soon. And once he's 18, he's out, you know? And it's like, where, you know, I've, you know, how do I, you know, I've put him off a lot because I'm trying to build myself up, you know, but where's the push and pull for that, you know?
Yeah.
And I can tell that it's a, you know, he struggled a little bit because of that. So I'm glad that we're able to kind of now invest in each other more. It's cool.
I found days like today, which this is Sunday when we're recording, but it's literally pretty dang nasty outside. It stopped raining, so everything's obviously, it's getting cold, turning to snow and sleet, snow, whatever it is. But man, days like today is opportune times to not have to say you have to go out and work or anything. Stay inside, chill with the family, play Uno. Oh, dude. So we've tried playing other games at the house with the grandkids, but some of the stuff is too involved, so we went back to the basics, and it's like Uno and Candyland, right? You can't beat a good game of Uno. Yeah, or Candyland with our girls. So,
I mean, those games are it.
Dude, okay, so let me tell you, dude, I cheated amazingly on Candyland. So Candyland, you either do a color, you either turn over a colored card or a double colored, where you can go like two colors, or if you land like on this peppermint or whatever, you get to go up the map real quick. You get to like skip, or if you unfortunately you're almost finished and you turn over a peppermint, you might have to go backwards, right? Well, we got done playing, and my little granddaughter, Nikki, she goes, Pop, I want to play again. I go, all right, hold on. She goes, what are you doing? I go, no, don't worry about it. So I had the cards, and I was looking at what was the quickest cards that you could physically turn over to win the game, right? And
like you looked it up, or you were just trying to analyze it?
No, I looked at the board.
Oh,
so
okay,
ideally, the first card that you would turn over would be like a peppermint or something, and that would get you, 3/4 of the way.
Oh, dang.
So if you turned over that one, you're already 3/4 done. Then if you turned over like a double purple, then it would get you, right towards the end. Then if you turn over any color after that, so it's 3 cards, right? Mm-hmm. So while I'm getting this ready to play this next game,
you're stacking the deck.
so I make the top card, which she's the top card. I make hers like a green or something. Then I do the peppermint on the second card. And then I give her like, a blue. Then I do the double purple, after her blue.
Oh, yeah.
Give her a red. Then I end up doing whatever color. And then so she turns over. She goes like 3 steps forward. Ding, ding, ding. Then I turn over my peppermint. I was like, oh, man, look at this. And I go 3/4 of the way. She turns over the green. She goes like 4 steps forward. And I turn over my double purple. I go, oh, crap, look at that. Can you imagine? I'm almost done. And then my third card, I won the game. And my little man, Bugs, Aiden, he was there just, he knew that I was stacking the deck.
You kind of hit him with the, watch this.
I go, can you believe that, man? What kind of luck is that? 3 cards.
That's so funny, dude. It's so screwed up and so funny. That's hilarious. And I'd be lying if I said I never did anything like that. Dude, we played I love board games, first of all. I mean, if you're too good for board games, then I'm sorry. Find a different podcast. Like, we'll play that with Victoria's parents, my in-laws, for Christmas, dude. For one, we always play Uno. And, I mean, that might be a 3-hour game of Uno, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have 5 to 8 people playing, depending on who all's there. And it's always big. Well, this year, Victoria and I have been playing Sorry a lot at our house, dude. Like, just me and her. Like, we'll just, like, Friday night. This is how lame I actually am in real life. Like, on a Friday night or something, whenever, like, I don't have shows going. By the way, Fading Fast at Resonant Head in Oklahoma City, January 10th, Friday. Tickets on sale now. That's our real sponsor. Anyways, if I don't have a show going, we don't know what to do with ourselves on the weekends. So we just we're playing Sorry a couple weeks ago. We played like 4 games of Sorry. And then we went to her parents' house for Christmas and we were playing with her, with my brother-in-laws. And dude, knockout, drag out, man. I mean, those are the games, dude.
Yeah. Another game that we tried starting the other day, but it got too involved or it takes a while is Risk. You ever played Risk?
Oh, hell yeah, I played Risk.
Yeah, so the newer Risk compared to the old school one, you have a bunch of these little cavalrymen or infantrymen, and then you have the cavalry, then you have like these, the cannons, but a lot more pieces and stuff. But anyway, we got the little man. I
bet you conquer Australia pretty quick, don't you? You seem like one of those guys.
No, but I was big pro North America.
Okay.
I stacked North America pretty hard than Russia. Russia's so vast, but our little man, he's big into like not geopolitical stuff, but geography in general. So he knows a lot of the countries and continents. But the way the Risk board is set up, it's more of like old territory. I don't know what year the map is set up, but it's not today's map. You see what I'm saying? So
like the old one.
It's whatever the it's a new Risk, like the latest and greatest Risk.
Oh, okay.
But it's an old style map of the world,
like Pangea.
Yeah, but I don't know what year this was. But
okay, that's cool.
Europa.
Is it flat? Is it a flat Earth?
It's tough with the pieces on it because they need to make a Risk on a globe. Like magnetic. You know what I mean?
Maybe they're trying to tell you something, Casey. Maybe they're telling you the Earth is not a globe. Maybe Risk is how you're finding.
Maybe that's what we do. We get a magnetic, or we get a steel globe, right? Get a steel or a metal globe, and then your pieces are magnetic. Then that way when you're conquering, it's really going, you see what I'm saying? And then you just spin it.
Interesting. That'd be kind of fun. You'd probably make some money on that.
Yeah.
You'd probably get trademark infringement for stealing Risk, but no, dude, Risk is a fun game. We used to play that a lot before. You know what? I wouldn't mind playing a game of Risk. Staying up till 3 a.m. playing Risk.
Yeah. Yeah. It can, yeah.
I mean, you think Monopoly's long.
Yeah. So whenever we tried playing it the other night, he was real adamant about playing. It was late. And I was like, dude, I was already tired. So I sat in, but I ended up just wanting to get my butt kicked.
Yeah.
So I started just doing stupid,
that's usually what happens with Risk is somebody finally gets bored and they're like, dude, just fucking.
I was doing stupid attacks and I was just getting swamped. And fortunately, he played along and so did my wife, and they got me the hell out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's fun. I don't even remember. We were on some deep stuff, and now we're talking about board games. And that's fine because I like board games.
Yeah.
We've been trying to collect some lately.
Well, the reason why the board games got brought up is...
we were talking about wins for the year, and sometimes your wins are just with your family. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can go back to the basics with board games or rock, paper, scissors. You know?
Dude, and it's that easy. I mean, that's been something like, everybody always, what is life or what is the meaning of life or whatever. I mean, that's kind of been my reflection lately is like,
what's this life for?
Yeah. And
is it Creed?
Yeah. That's Creed.
I can't hear anymore.
Man, dude, I forgot. That's a...
I'm about to settle no goddamn
what's
score.
this life for? Yeah, I forgot about that song.
We all live under the rain.
Yeah. That is one loss that I had for 2024 is we were supposed to see Creed and it ended up falling
Dude,
through.
how about a comeback story for a group that they were a pretty big powerhouse?
In my mind, they never left.
But you know what I mean?
No,
they were front and center, but a lot of groups kind of literally fade away.
Yeah.
But dude, I think they're probably bigger than not as big as they were, but pretty damn close, I bet.
Dude, I don't know. Some of these music groups I think are bigger than ever now. Yeah. I mean, just the post-COVID music scene's been crazy, or just live venue scene. Like, I mean, I see it on a very small scale with my band, but it's just like I look at some of these bands and they make these comebacks, and I mean, they're just blowing out stadiums. I don't know. It's wild, man.
I saw that Soundgarden or somebody got a new singer the other day. Oh, dude, no. Did you see that?
Linkin Park did.
Linkin Park's got a badass singer, this female.
Yeah.
But I saw it the other day, dude. You got to look it up. I think Soundgarden, Chris Cornell, unfortunately, is not with us anymore. But they got a female singer also. And if I remember right, if it's what I saw, she attempted to do a stage dive, and she's a little thicker.
Oh,
and whenever it was front and center. Someone was recording when she attempted to do the stage dive. No one caught her.
It's like Jack Black in School of Rock.
Oh, dude, it parted.
Yeah. Before we move on to our next stuff, I want to give you an old shout out to Asphalt Lab Rat on Instagram, man, giving us a nice post. Not just a story share, but an actual post sharing the show the other day, even though we haven't been very consistent, haven't posted much, haven't made much stuff. But, man, we appreciate that. And if you're going to give us a shout out like that on your feed, we want to give you a shout out on ours. So, thanks for that. It's cool. Saw our sticker on your hard hat. And you're out there testing the Lord's material. So appreciate that.
Yeah, I saw that too, man. Those small gestures that literally cost $0.
I mean, like a story share is huge, I'm pumped whenever someone shares a story, but especially, dude, I love whenever people send pictures of their Dirty and Driven stickers, on their hard hats, on their coolers, on their water bottles, on their track hoe windows, Dude, I love it whenever I see a Dirty and Driven sticker in a porta potty. I've been sticking them a lot in dive bar bathrooms lately. That's big, man. I appreciate that. Like if you guys send me that, especially if you take the time to stick it somewhere, weird or cool. That's awesome to me, man. And I really appreciate that. And by the way, for a while we haven't really advertised it, but for a while we were doing the free sticker. That's still on the table. If anybody wants a free sticker, just message us the word sticker on Instagram or Facebook. If you've sent it to us before and you haven't gotten one, it's coming. And you're probably going, damn, I messaged these dudes like a year ago and I still haven't gotten mine. It's coming. It's coming. I have a list and I check it twice and it gets backed up, but I send a handwritten 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper thank you note to everybody who hits us up for a sticker that actually has listened to this show and asked for a sticker. And I write it out, I send it, and I send all these stickers with it. And so, yeah, there's some that I'm a few months behind on. And again, I've had some life issues that have slowed me down. And I'm going to send that stuff to you. And I'm actually got it on my to-do list this week to just knock out all these stickers. I don't care how many hours it takes me. So if anybody wants one, just DM us or email us, dirtyanddriven@gmail.com, and we'll get you one.
Yeah, you're talking about the great placements for the sticker, like the dive bars and the porta potties.
Yeah.
And also by glory holes also, I think would be a good spot.
Yeah, I haven't seen any by a glory hole, but
yeah, and I'm wondering,
it'd be fine, I guess.
And I was wondering, does it matter which side of the glory hole would be better?
How would we know which side it is?
You have the giver side and the receiver side.
Are they labeled?
I think it's pretty much self-exclamatory, maybe. You know what I mean? I mean, you can pretty much tell.
But if it's like in a bathroom stall, how would you know which side's which? Does the giver get to choose?
It's ambidextrous.
That's what I'm saying.
I see what you're saying.
That's what
there.
I'm saying. Yeah.
But we don't discriminate, is what we're saying. It
I
can
guess
be on either side.
just if you send us a picture with that, just put a hashtag.
Yeah.
Okay. Giver or taker.
Yeah.
Pitcher or catcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do if you send one from a glory hole. And I won't ask any other questions because I'm too scared to know.
And preferably your glory hole wall is like just thin 1/4-inch material. Because you start getting to the 1 inch or 2 inch, that takes off, a lot of the action.
Steel? Double insulated drywall? I mean, what the hell?
A 6-inch wall.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. No, man. But before we move on to some other stuff too, what was your Spotify Wrapped? Wrapped? What was your Spotify Wrapped? I'm curious to know. Look at me at this mic again.
You're asking me?
Yeah.
What was what?
Your Spotify Wrapped.
What does that mean?
You use Spotify, right?
Yes.
It's like your year-end deal that shows like all your top songs and
yeah. I've never. Tell me how to look it up. I'm not being a smart ass.
Oh, okay. Yeah, look up. Go to Spotify.
Okay,
we can do.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it.
I'll do mine too. Mine's kind of lame, but we can do mine too. Yeah. So you go in there and then
I hit your Wrapped.
Yeah. I hit Wrapped, and then it'll do a whole, and then you hit Let's Go 2024. Oh, that was loud. Yeah. So you go there. And then you kind of click through it. It's like a Snapchat. You've never done this before, really?
No, this is the first time.
Wow, that's kind of surprising. Yeah, dude, this is pretty cool.
I listened to 6,500 minutes this year.
Wow.
Or, I guess.
Yeah.
My biggest listening day was January 4th with 264 minutes.
Damn. That's a lot of minutes. What was have you gotten to your top songs or anything yet?
Is it this year or last year?
It's 2024.
Is this what it's showing as 2024?
Yeah. Yeah, you get it 2024. This is kind of old news too because these came out.
I listened to the Bays Brothers, 18 Wheels, 500 Miles by the Bays Brothers.
That was your top song?
Yeah, because my songs, I listen to Amazon Music for my songs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of anybody using Amazon Music for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what do you use Spotify for? Podcast?
Yes. Yeah.
So you use Amazon for music and Spotify?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
I'm just trying to get an understanding here. What's
my second song was The Thrill of Something New.
Oh, hell yeah. Fading Fast, baby.
Then Love and Drink and Gunplay by the Bays Brothers was number 3.
Okay. Well, dang, dude. Okay, interesting. So I think if you skip to the end.
I'm trying to skip.
You can just.
How do you skip?
Your age is showing. You just tap the right side of the screen till the end.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there you go. And then at the end, it's got of course, if you don't listen to music on Spotify, then that's kind of. We can just skip to the podcasts, I guess. My top artists, music-wise, were Zach Bryan, American Aquarium, Foo Fighters, Turnpike Troubadours, Jim Croce. Top songs was Ramona Ayala by Giovanni and the Hired Guns. Number 2 was Double It Up by Fading Fast. 3 was Baby Said by Måneskin. 4 was You Don't Mess Around with Jim. And 5 is a song called What You Know by Two Door Cinema Club. And that's because we played that song and it has a pretty wicked bass line, and I had to listen to it on loop to learn said bass line.
My top artist is the Bays Brothers, Charlie Crockett, Corb Lund.
Oh, you're a Charlie Crockett fan?
Yeah, he's great. Wayne the Train Hancock and Nick Shoulders. I don't know who Nick Shoulders is, but
I like it.
Sorry, Nick.
Man, I like Charlie Crockett. We've seen him twice. We saw him at like a small venue music festival. I'm trying to find my doggone the podcast one. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you got to go to the one that says you listen to this many minutes of podcasts.
Then what do you do? Does it?
It'll get there. It's just teasing you along.
Yeah, mine didn't show that. Anyway, great.
I'm curious to know what your top podcasts are.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It's probably not going to be Dirty and Driven. Mine is all comedy, really. My top one's 3-7 podcast. You know, we had our boy Cornbread on here. I think his show dropped 4 weeks ago, that we had with him. And man, they're good, man. Check out that 3-7 podcast, especially their episodes where they don't have like guests. I mean, their guest episodes are good too, but man, they're funny. Joe Rogan, Net Positive with John Christ, comedian, Bellied Up podcast, comedy, and then this past weekend with Theo Vaughn, which I don't really listen that much Theo. It's just here and there if he has a guest I like. Same with Joe Rogan, but they're just like, I think it's just because those shows are so long.
Yeah.
You listen to 5 of them and that's,
yeah,
it's just, anyways.
Yeah. Setting aside 3 hours of time.
Yeah.
You have to take it off in chunks.
Yeah. And we had quite a few people who had Dirty and Driven on there as their top podcast. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Anyways. All right. That was boring to everybody else. So anyways.
Yeah. You are a data type of guy, ain't you?
I like it. It's fun. That's fun. Not everybody is. That's cool. No, dude. Yeah, 2024. Just kind of counting my blessings and wins. I mean, we talked about the family aspect of it. It was a big year. It was big. I would definitely say, for me personally, it was probably the biggest year of my life. Just kind of reflecting, looking back month to month, just as far as everything that was kind of accomplished. And I feel like it was just a year where I had put in a lot of hard work and a lot of things, and a lot of just like fruits kind of grew from finally, like, you reap what you sow. I felt like I was finally reaping some seeds that had been sowing for 4 or 5 years, that needed, it was just time for stuff. And then, and I think that I've planted some more seeds towards the end of the year that I'm hopefully going to see in 2025. So, construction wise, like, just a couple highlights, man. Like, I saw some really awesome construction projects, things like hydro demolitions on bridges. I went to the NCAT test track in Alabama where we were able to see an asphalt mix design I helped lay down for testing purposes in Auburn. So paved a shitload of roads and hopefully going to pave even more this year. So that was big time for me contracting wise. And then, I'm also hoping to finally build a housing development I've been working on for a year. So this year, so it's kind of my looking forward.
Yeah, I'm kind of pumped to see and hear about your housing deal, man.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a lot smaller than I originally wanted it to be.
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah, well, and it's gonna be different, dude. It's gonna be really cool. We've got permits pulled on it now. We filed for those this week. Finally, dude. Because what we're doing is, although simple, it's not really been done before in our area. So we're kind of pioneering the way, if you will. Because it's pre-built houses. It's not like double wides and stuff. Like, they're real houses, that you build a foundation, pre-build the houses, slap them on the foundation. And it's, people hear modular homes and they think of shitty old double wides, but they're very quality houses. They're just built off-site and then brought in, So it's cool. So that's just been a lot of educating our customers and stuff like that. But I'm pretty excited about it too. We were going to do like a 30 home development, and then it turned to 28 homes, and then it turned to, well, we're only going to permit you guys for 20 homes. So it was just like, well, that we're not going to make any money on that development because you still had to build the same size road and utilities and all that stuff. So I was like, well, crap. So now we're just doing and I'm actually pretty excited about this. So like, every year they tear down so many houses that are condemned or whatever. Now that's kind of what we're doing is we're buying up these empty lots where houses have been torn down before. And we're just going to kind of do this scattered site developing is what it's called. And it's going to be pre-built houses on just vacant, empty lots all over town that, the land's already there. The utilities are already there. All you got to do is just dig a foundation, slap a house on it, and tie it into the sewer and electric, and boom, there you go.
Decent location ish.
In some spots, yes.
That's good. Because I was thinking when you're talking about that, a lot of dilapidated, if that's the right word. I don't think I've used that very much. But houses, on the lesser part of town, let's say houses that are run down, a lot of times revitalizing neighborhoods and stuff needs something like that, needs something good coming in to hopefully, bring it back up to par.
I'm pretty excited about it because I'm really looking forward to investing in some areas of town that maybe aren't totally lost. There may be there's some sketchy parts of town here. We live in a small town, small-ish town. So, there's definitely some spots that could use a little love that maybe haven't seen love in a while or investment. And there's no areas of town that I wouldn't like walk through. You know what I mean? Like There's no like real danger. You'll see people on the community watch page, this town's going to, but there's no spots in town that I wouldn't feel comfortable walking my dog in the middle of daylight with, you know what I mean? And there's just some spots and some city blocks that I think if you put a couple newer houses on it, you'd start kind of weeding out some of the riffraff and you'd be able to build up some nicer places. And at some point I'd love to be able to just buy whole city blocks and doze them and build new houses on them, and just kind of get that other side of town looking a little better.
And that goes to the Monopoly board game.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah.
All towns have their armpits, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
The taints of the town.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's not just Ponca City.
Yeah. So it's gonna be cool, man. We've got some cool people backing us, and I'm really looking forward to that.
So you swindled some people to back you?
No, but we got building incentives from the city.
Yeah, man. Take everything you can get.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool, man. So, yeah, dude, you got anything? I know you're not a data guy or whatever, but you got anything that you're looking forward to this year?
Yeah. I've actually gotten sometimes you lose some rock solid clients. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hopefully if you fill in that void with some good, if not better ones. So I picked up some pretty good clients this year on my maintenance side that I do. And also I'll talk to you about that one guy that I help from the aviation company. He's not developing, but he's building his house and stuff on like 20 acres out just east of me.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to have me GC the whole deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he looked at hiring a GC, but he looked at how much money he could save if he does everything himself. And he lives in Arizona, but the whole project is going to be pretty much through me. So I'm going to be putting eyes on it, working with all the contractors and stuff. So it's a pretty cool opportunity for me. And then once he gets over here, then him and I have talked about some things future-wise that I'm going to be a part of. So
now, have you ever done that type of thing before? Like GC, like a full new build?
No. So that's what's great about it is this is a cool opportunity for me, but he's done it in the past. But the kicker is he's remote. He's a big, you're talking about your data spreadsheet, everything to the T. He's that type of guy. So he has everything just in black and white to where it's going to be real easy to communicate through me.
So is he have a designer that's like doing the stuff or an architect?
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
Okay. So he's pretty, it's not like he's just like, go build a house.
No, he's taking care of all of that. But the kicker is he needs eyes on everything. He can't.
Yeah. He needs a babysitter.
And instead of he's looked at hiring a general contractor to oversee everything, but he thinks with me being where I'm at, with the knowledge that I do have, communicating through him, and with everything via pictures, via FaceTime, via whatever it is, then we can sign off on everything too.
Well, what you need to do is you need to go in there and say, look, dude, I'm a maintenance guy, which means I don't really do things right whenever building it. So I need you to go ahead and this is too sturdy. This is too sturdy. You got to build it to where you got to be able to fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's smart engineering right there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Flimsier wood, more joints in the floor joists, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Ergonomically correct.
Make sure that it's built to break. That way you can fix it. It's like what you are now is an appliance company. You're building it so bad that it needs to break so you can go fix it.
Yeah, I want zero liability on what I do also.
Yeah, zero liability. Anything that you sign off on that's not good work needs to be classified for 70 years.
But also on that job, there's a lot of work that instead of hiring it out, that I'm going to be able to do myself.
That's cool.
Trenching, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Putting in water lines, 300 and some foot, of probably 2-inch water line from the main.
Yeah.
Digging the trench for the electric. Setting up spots for the transfer. I mean, just all types of stuff to where if I can do it, then dude, that's opportunity for me to make some jack and learn something too. So
yeah, and learn something. It's kind of cool that you have that, especially if he's not even here to watch you. I mean, because like some of that stuff, dude, like if you haven't done it or if you've done just very minimal of it, like if the homeowner's breathing down your neck, you're like, I hate this.
Yeah, so that's what was kind of tough. So he's already got his shop built, but the guys that framed up his shop, since they know that he's remote, they had too many irons in the fire, so they were peeling off, doing other jobs instead of getting his shop done. They could have got the shop knocked out in 5 days or a week, but it stretched on for over a month, because
he wasn't putting any pressure on him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now, since him and I have been talking, since I literally, if I got in my vehicle and left my house, I could be at his house in 7 minutes.
Oh, nice.
So it's close, and it's going to be easy for me to put eyes on stuff and make sure everything goes good. So
yeah, and that's nice too, especially like an overseeing job, because like your maintenance stuff. I mean, you have a full-time job, so I mean, this is your side hustle, right? We talk a lot about side hustles here, and if you have a big maintenance project or a big building project, it would take you months because you're one guy with not full-time invested in a project, right? So it's kind of cool. Now you can go between work hours or whatever, kind of go check in on everything. And I mean, really with your job, you can make phone calls and do all that at work.
Yeah.
And it's pretty nifty, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool.
It's cool. And he's a cool contact too, because once he does get here to Ponca City, hopefully by the end of the year or next year, then there's going to be some, I think, opportunities also that him and I have talked about.
Does he need a private asphalt runway on his land? He's in aviation. I could hook him up.
Yeah, I don't know what the most minimal runway you can make for a plane.
It depends on the plane.
Yeah, they have those one planes that I talked about before. Mike Pate, I think I talked about him before. Patay. If you ever get a chance to look up his stuff on YouTube, this engineer type of guru guy, man, he is amazing. But he this plane that he has called El Diablo or something, but it's one of those, they call them bush planes.
Mm-hmm.
But literally, it's a short takeoff type of plane to where it's like a single rotor or single prop, and it can literally take off in probably 100 feet.
Yeah, I saw one of those at the airport one time. They do that flying breakfast, and it was like, I mean, dude, they could probably take off in my backyard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't have a very big backyard, but it was tiny. Now to land, they need a little more room. But my buddy has a plane like that too. I went flying with him. He's got a little 2-seater. Like front and back, like pilot sits in front and the passenger in the back, and you can open up the cockpit if you want to. It's a closed cockpit plane, but you can open up the windows. It's pretty neat. And he takes off in no time at all, and he lands in no space. He lands in like people's fields or backyards all the time just to screw around.
So that same guy, which I don't know if I talked about it, but there's a cool video you can look up, which he worked in conjunction with a Red Bull. Mm-hmm. And where's the Burj Khalifa at, the tallest building in the world? Is it United Arab Emirates or
that's,
Dubai or
Dubai, yeah. I
Dubai?
think. Yeah, or Abu Dhabi.
yeah, it's anyway over there somewhere, right? Wherever over there is. And there was this helicopter pad that was on top of this hotel that's out, kind of adjoining the beach, this real high end. And this helicopter pad is literally maybe 100 feet, literally 100 feet. And he took his plane, and it shows the whole, build up to it. But his plane, the idea was for the plane to land on this little 100-foot circular pad that was on top of this hotel. And because the ocean, if he would have went any farther past the 100 feet, he would have fallen off in the ocean, this plane. And the plane landed on this little footprint. But that's how cool those planes are. Then when it took off, it literally just kind of jumped off and it's badass. You got to check him out.
Yeah. Yeah. Those little things are cool. Yeah. Yeah. Well, tell him if he needs an asphalt runway, let me know.
I heard our runway out at the airport here can take on like big commercial planes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Since they extended it.
Yeah. Well, they used to have a commercial flight. I mean, you know that.
No, I'm talking, like the 737s, 747s, the big planes.
It could. I don't know why. I don't know why they did that, but you could. I don't know if it's just for emergency reasons or what, but
Air Force One coming in.
Yeah.
Big Daddy Trump.
Old DT coming to PC.
You never know, man. I'd be there.
Wild. Yeah, dude. Dude, that's awesome. I'm glad I didn't know you had that opportunity coming your way. So I'm glad to hear that. Like, I always love to see people learn, especially like in their side hustles. I mean, those are big opportunities that, one day you might be able to make it full time if you wanted to, or you might just be able to keep side hustling it like that,
Yeah. And the opportunities are out there, and don't be afraid with anybody that you meet. I still practice it to this day, but always throw out the offer. Hey man, if you ever need anything or whatever, man, here's my number. It doesn't matter what it is. And those small little opportunities can lead to bigger things, and get to where you weed out the stuff that obviously is not financially beneficial for you when it comes down to it. Because when it comes down to it, we want to make money and provide, we want to make money with the least risk and, the easiest path. I mean, when it comes down to it, yeah, I can make money, but if it's real risky and real hard, why do that? If you can make money with less risk, that's a little easier path. That's what you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's all different, right? I mean, different risks, different reward. I mean, low risk, a little less money, higher risk, more money, but it's all part of it. Right. And sometimes you can have low risk and a lot of money, but typically.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey man, supplemental income, that's a great deal, right? Just to get a little extra jack and, have a little more and be close to home, be close to your family. And, now it's just, if you got to peel off for a minute, you're only 5 minutes away. Like, that's sweet, dude.
Yeah. And dude, ideally you get to a point to where your side hustle that you enjoy becomes your primary source of income, to where you can hopefully give up, whatever gig you're in.
If you wanted to, yeah. And some dudes, there's a lot of dudes that listen to this show that are like, I don't want to be a full-time business owner. Like, I don't want that heartache. I like having a steady paycheck. I don't want to deal with getting insurance and hiring and firing people and having to get hands and having to order materials and having to, it's like, I go out and I spend 10 to 20 hours a week on a side hustle. Every now and then I might use a vacation day or something from my full-time job to go do my side stuff. And, I make really nice supplemental income to it, but I'm not sitting here looking for work all the time. I've got just enough work from word of mouth to keep me busy and keep me going on my side hustle. And then, I mean, everyone's different, right? Not everybody wants to be a full-time entrepreneur out there, kicking down doors, looking for work and digging around and having that risk and having that, if the economy turns bad, they just, they have it and they spend a little bit of time. They might have a little bit of equipment and, they make a little extra money and then they've got their full-time job to keep them fed.
Yeah. And you described me to a T. I mean, because you've heard, I know that I could grow with the things that I do if I wanted to, but man, just not that I don't have trust in hiring employees and stuff, but when I go out and do a job, I'm answering, I'm the one standing behind it. It's me, and I like the way that is. I don't have to worry about, one thing that would suck is having, let's say, 1 employee, 5 employees, 10 employees, whatever the number is, and then times get tough. And I've gotten to personally know these employees, them and their families, and they've got kids, and they're dependent on this and my business. Next thing you know, the business starts to fail, as in there's not enough work. Then I'm worried about providing for them. Then do I take money out of my personal money to take care? There's just a lot of stuff that I like my route just being my soul.
Yeah. And there's a
Soul
lot
self.
of guys in this industry that are like that, man. I mean, there's a lot of guys that, yeah, they do. They work, like, I know it's like guys, you know, you see a guy that works for a plumbing company. And then on the side, he goes out and he's fixing sinks and he's, you know, doing stuff. He's a journeyman plumber or whatever, electrician, you name it. He's doing some things here and there, favors for friends and family, and, you know, maybe a little bit of word of mouth. Just, he likes the side work, but he don't want to do it full time.
Yeah.
And that's cool. And I know guys like we have one guy that listens that he goes out and fixes gas lines. He works for a company that does that, but, you know, he'll actually kind of benefit off of his company because there might be stuff that's just too small. They don't want to dick with it. Well, he might go spend an hour or two after work digging out, fixing these gas lines and making good side money doing it. But I mean, you know, I never want to own my own business. I don't want this to be a full-time deal. I don't want to have to be chasing work and doing all that and growing and scaling and I'm happy. I've got just enough work to keep me busy enough after work, you know, my full-time job, and I'm cool with it.
Yeah. That's good for him. If his company is cool with him kind of getting work off of their work because it's too small, then that's a great one too for him.
Yeah, dude. And that's cool whenever companies work with you like that. Whenever you're like, hey, I've got some stuff going on and, you know, I want to do this kind of stuff, but like, you know, it's not paying you because, you know, you've got like a big utility company, you know, you might have to make $25,000 per working day just to break even, just to break even. And, you know, there's a job that's a $500 job, like that may not pay.
Yeah.
You know, you might lose money, or you're taking away from your bigger jobs, or you don't have the workforce to go deal with a small job because you need everybody on the bigger stuff. So whenever you have a guy that's like, hey, you know, whenever we close doors at, you know, 6 p.m. or on a Saturday or whatever, like if you get some of these deals, just send them my way and I'll go take care of it. That's cool.
Yeah. So that also describes kind of like what I do with my maintenance stuff. There's a lot of stuff where these bigger companies, they gobble up the big stuff. They don't want to dick with these little 2-hour little in and out deals.
Yeah.
But the little 2-hour in and out deals are my quick $200, $300, $400 jobs that I'll eat up all day long. Mm-hmm. You go to those, you do 2 or 3 of those jobs a day, man, you're making some jack in. For a sole person like me or anybody listening, man, there's, as I said, opportunity wise, there's a lot of opportunity out there, like just in maintenance in general on them small jobs.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, dude. And you can do that and you can stack it up. And I know a guy that does that. He does parking lot sealing and striping. He works out where you're at, and he does he goes out and he'll spend like a Saturday and Sunday, or, you know, maybe even take some vacation days if he has a bigger job, but he'll just stack up a few, because he can go knock out a striping job on just to say a regular size business. Maybe they got 10 to 20 parking spots. He'll go stripe it, make a couple $100. Well, he'll stack up 4 or 5 of those, seal coat them, stripe them all in a day, make a few $1,000 in a day and move on. You know?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's out there.
You know, he doesn't want to do it full time.
I know him.
What?
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah. It's cool, man. That's cool whenever people do that kind of stuff. I like it a lot. I think it's I don't know, it's just cool. And I think that's you know, that's a good New Year's resolution for some guys to have too, is just to learn how to do this stuff. And I think what's cool about like the maintenance stuff that you're doing is no matter what you do, like, okay, I look at like my job and like the guys that I work with, like we do asphalt. It's hard to be a moonlight asphalt guy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because you got to have so much equipment. You got to know where to get your material. I mean, you could buy cold patch and go throw it in some potholes in somebody's driveway, I guess, if you wanted, you know, some side work or something. But, you know, anybody could just do that. But, dude, YouTube is out there. And if you have just some knowledge and common sense, I mean, you could go out and learn how to, you know, you might be laying pipe or laying asphalt or something like that, but you go out and learn how to do some just basic home plumbing and go knock it out for some people who just need some little things here and there.
Yeah, that's, as I mentioned before, man, and if there's somebody out there listening that wants to make some extra money on the side, but is kind of apprehensive or afraid to take that first step. The access to information in today's day and age with any task that you're going to do is out there. Like one job that I'm on right now, I'm taking care of these support posts for this shed roof over at this one place, rusted out on the bottom, blah, blah, blah. It's stuff that I know how to do. I mean, I know how to do, but I've Googled it, like problems, workarounds. I've looked at YouTube on certain situations, maybe to do this, to where although I think I know what's going on, I'm getting more information out there to help me pull up and do the job correctly.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love it. I mean, dude, yeah, you can use it for so much. No, I think it's great. And if anybody needs some New Year's resolutions, if you're a New Year's resolution type person, I mean, I think that's a good one, dude. Start a little side hustle or start learning how to do some of this stuff. Like, it's not that hard. Like, I can tell you, I want to brag on my wife for a minute. She's not she's not a crafty builder type, you know, like that's never really been her. Well, on Christmas Day, you know, our dryer started sounding like a freight train, you know, just dong, 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 you know, just so loud.
Did you get your guitar out and start playing to the beat? You know how those guys do
boom,
that?
Chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I should have, right?
I hear the train come.
Yeah, I should have made a video of that. You know, and on Christmas Day, she's like, you know what? We're going to order drum rollers. She figured out the problem. She's like, it's the drum rollers. We're going to order drum rollers and we're going to do this ourselves. And I was like, we means I. And I was like, I don't really have time right now. And she orders them. She's like, whatever, we're going to do it. And I was like, okay, well, last weekend I went out and I was taking down our Christmas lights outside. And I come inside. She's got that whole sumbitch torn apart. I didn't even know she was going to be working on it. And she's got the whole, like, parts everywhere. The drums taken out of it. I mean, stripped down to nothing. I mean, every single part is out of that dryer. And she's fixing it. And I was like, dang. I was like, look at you go. I mean, that's awesome. And I was like, I mean, I was pumped for her. I was proud of her. And she just learned it all on YouTube, you know, and it was easy. And I was like, you know, and she fixed it in like an hour and it works great. And I was like, hell yeah. You know, that's how easy this stuff is. So, I mean, that's what she said. She's like, my New Year's resolution. She's like, I want to learn how to fix more stuff and I want to learn how to be handier. And like, you know, she's kind of been looking into some of like the homesteading stuff. Yesterday she made butter, but like, I mean, I'm just saying in general, like around the house stuff, like, you know, cause you know, we own rent houses and stuff too. And she's like, I want to learn how to do more of this stuff myself. Yeah. That way, like we don't have to hire every little thing done if we have the time.
Bitch, taking away my work, man. Yeah. Taking away my work, taking away my paycheck.
I know it. We fixed the toilet a couple weeks ago.
Splash.
Well,
yeah. So the way I've looked at stuff like with her with the dryer, there's many a times you'll come across something you've never done before. But my mentality is, whoever works on this stuff, there was their first day on the job too, to where they didn't know how to work on any of this crap, but they somehow got to the point where they had the knowledge to be able to fix it.
Yeah.
So why can't I do it?
Yeah.
Now, here's me hedging on my comment. There's certain things when you start getting into like, you know, electrical panel, you know, you start getting into your service that comes into your house or, you know, gas, you know, connecting into your gas meter, crap like that to where it's more advanced and it's higher risk, then you need to get a hold of the professionals. But
yeah,
on that other stuff, dude, you can handle it yourself.
Yeah.
The main kicker with stuff like that is, and I tell this to anybody who just buys a home or rents a home or leases a home, know where all of your shutoffs are for your electric shutoffs, your water shutoffs, and your gas shutoffs for your house. Those are the first things that you need to know when you first move in, because those are literally life and death and money-wise too. Speaking, you know, if you have a leak or something going on, the quicker you can shut off wherever that leak is, you know, hopefully it's going to save you.
I love how we talk about things like paving roads and then residential contracting, like all in the same type of like podcast. I love that, dude. That's what I love about you and I. Like we're two different types of people with two very different perspectives, and it's just so fun, so interesting.
Well, in this time of year, which we spoke about it last year, also is, you know, knowing where your shutoffs are, dude.
Yeah, I shut my water off whenever we went on a Christmas vacation or Christmas trip last week to Dallas. It was supposed to freeze and stuff. I shut that water off, man. I was thinking like KCD.
Which water did you shut off?
It's my house.
Here?
Flush the lines. Yeah. That way there's nothing that can freeze up.
Did you open up? It would be almost better to me if you would have maybe let your water drip slowly.
Well, I didn't do that. I shut it off. I flushed the lines and
Okay. As long as the lines were hopefully but it'd be tough to get all of the water out of all of your horizontal lines because what happens?
Oh, but there wouldn't be enough pressure to.
Pressure is.
But there wouldn't be enough pressure if it did freeze. It wouldn't crack the lines. If there's just like some driblets in there, right?
But what I'm getting at is imagine you have lines that are parallel to the earth, right?
Yeah, no,
like
I understand what you're saying. You're saying you can't get all the water.
You can't get all the water out. So you might have lines that are filled completely with water. And your HVAC goes out, right? Your HVAC goes out and it gets freezing cold in here. That segment that you didn't get all of that volume of water out could freeze up and pop open. See what I'm saying?
But it wouldn't be full. It'd just be like maybe a little bit in the bottom.
But what I'm saying is it's tough to get every single one of those things totally 100%.
Right, but if it had just like a little bit in there, even if it froze, it wouldn't.
No.
It shouldn't.
No, but what I'm saying is who knows all the twists and turns and low points of your water. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, dead leg. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
I call it stanky leg.
Stanky leg.
Hey, okay, look at this. Imagine, look at this. Look at me. Imagine you have your pipe comes down here. There's water. Comes down here, comes over, then comes up to your second floor, right? Mm-hmm. Well, you've opened up all your faucets to depressure everything, right?
Yeah.
You've depressured all the stuff up here, but this segment that comes down and over and up is still a 100% volume full of water. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
So although you've opened up everything and depressured it, you still have a trapped segment that can freeze and expand and then leak.
Okay, I hear you.
So what I'm saying is future-wise, if you're worried about, your house freezing or water or pipes busting, just open up a couple small little. Yeah, do that. Yeah. I would do that.
The only reason I did it is because we have a toilet. The only thing that's ever froze up in my house is my toilet, like the fill line to the toilet, and you can't drip that.
But if you put it like a good,
but I've dripped everything else. But if it's you put the first deal on the thing,
steaming piece of poo in that toilet,
well,
it should last long enough till the time you get back to not freeze.
So. Yeah, I guess you probably need to insulate it. Well, hey, man, let's start wrapping this thing up. I just want to say we've been a little all over the place the last couple episodes we've recorded, and that's okay. We're getting back into the groove of things. We're always a little all over the place, but we're getting back into the groove. We're getting back to our regular, you're talking about steam and poos, our routine.
Yeah, we're starting to get the training wheels off.
Yeah, we're getting back to the routine. It's kind of like it's like, an NFL running back who retired 5 years ago and comes back and he gets out on the field. He ain't what he used to be, Now, can he grow and expand and get back to that point? Probably. Or after an injury. I'll say after an injury. Can he get to that point after he tore his ACL and now he's recovering? Yeah, he can. And that's where we're at. We tore our ACL and we metaphorically tore our ACL and we are getting back into the swing of things. So bear with us. And maybe I'll even make some show notes and organize an episode by next time.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. But anyways, I do want to end it on this, just a little bit of value. It's New Year. New Year, new me. Man, set some hard challenges for yourself, whether you're resolutioning or whatever. Like, I think our man Cornbread gave a great fitness piece whenever he was on here. He said, if you're a fat, get out and just start walking 45 minutes a day or 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Just start somewhere and just walk a few steps a day for, a prolonged 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes at a time. Just start doing that every day. You think, man, I can't do the exercise like, people always want to compare, like whenever I talk to people about this stuff, they want to compare themselves to where I'm at now. And, I go out and I run long miles or ride bikes long miles or lift weights every day or whatever. And people go, well, I can't do that. No, you can't do that right now, but you can start somewhere. You can take that first step. So I want to encourage people to, mentally, physically, and spiritually challenge yourselves daily. That might look like reading a book. That might look like going to the gym. That might look like going on a walk with your wife after dinner. That might look like, growing in other aspects of your life, maybe going to church for the first time in a long time or praying or whatever, dude. Challenge yourself in those areas. And I can promise you that no matter what life has to throw at you this year, no matter what you're struggling with right now, if you focus on mental, physical, spiritual, then a lot of other pieces will fall into place.
I'm trying to figure out how far are long miles. You said you've ran long miles. How far is a long mile?
It's kind of like the Kessa run. I made the Kessa run in 12.2 parsecs, and that's just a measure of distance, not speed.
How many hands tall are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, get out there, and if something looks overwhelming, get out there and touch cotton. I mean, touch a mailbox. Don't touch cotton. Touch a mailbox, right? Then the next day, try to touch the next mailbox.
There you go. Dude, yeah. I have a guy that I work with who called me and said, man, I'm trying to get to where I can run a mile. And he's like, he said, I can run without stopping to walk. He's like, I'm at 3/4 of a mile and then I'll walk, another mile and a half or what. I'm like, he's like, I know that's not impressive, a guy like you. I'm like, dude, hell yeah. I mean, he quit smoking.
Yeah.
He's been smoking a long time. He quit smoking. Now he's doing, dude, let's go. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you're even trying is huge. And you're pushing yourself to your red line, trying to run a mile, and you can only run 1/2 to 3/4 of a mile without stopping. Dude, you're trying and you're pushing that red line and you're consistently, I mean, it's not like he tried to do it once or twice. Like it's consistent. So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah. The toughest part is to show up.
Exactly.
Walk through the doors.
Yes. So anyways, guys,
you didn't get my touching cotton joke.
I did, but what is that?
It's when you've got to poop, you're touching cotton. If you got to hurry up and poop, you're touching cotton.
Oh, I've never heard that one before.
Well, you learned something.
I thought that was just supposed to be like
when you got a turtle head, you're touching cotton.
Okay, prairie dogging. Yeah. I guess I thought that meant like, like some people are like, go touch grass. Like that's kind of the hippy dippy trend on like TikTok. They're like, if you just need a reset, just get outside and go touch some grass. Like kind of go ground yourself.
How do you know someone does CrossFit?
Because they tell you really fast.
Yeah.
A vegan, a CrossFitter, and a school teacher walk into a bar. How'd you know? Because they all told you really fast. No offense to school teachers. Much offense to vegans and CrossFitters.
Yeah.
Anyways, Victoria, you just entered the room. Do you want to get on camera? She growled at us. All right, guys.
She needs her coffee.
Yeah. That being said, man, Casey, be safe getting home today. I think the roads are starting to get bad.
Oh, I forgot to show you my shirt. Got a hat on.
Oh, you got a shirt under the hoodie?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's even better.
Make 4 inches great again.
See that?
Ain't about the size of the wave. It's about the motion of the ocean. That's right. All right, guys. Dang, dude. Now I feel dirty saying do something hard today. Get out there and do something hard today, even if it is only 4 inches.
Well, by God.